1, 2, 3. I think we're live. What's up, Notjust developers? Welcome back to a new live stream. And in today's video, we are going to learn how to monetize our React Native applications using in-app subscriptions with the help of Adapty. So, this is actually the 5th week of our Notjust Startup Challenge, and that means that it is time to start working on the monetization strategy. During this challenge, I am trying to build a startup myself, and in order to validate the idea, it is very important to see if there is a business opportunity behind our applications. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do exactly today. We're going to implement monetization strategy in our application, and we're gonna do that with in-app subscription. For that, we will follow a couple of steps, and this video is only going to be around monetization and in-app subscriptions. So this is a good opportunity for you to also learn how to do this and to take this as a guide to implement everything in your application. So today we're gonna start by setting up in-app subscription on both App Store and Google Play. Also, we're gonna sign up and set up our Adapty account that will connect with App Store and Google Play on our behalf. And then we're gonna build a paywall in our application where we will redirect all the users before they will try to access a pro feature, and from where they will be able to buy a subscription. After that, we're gonna integrate our application with the Adapty SDK for React Native. And yes, this is the short plan for today. We actually have quite a bit of work to do, but it's very exciting to do it here live with you guys. Because when it comes to in-app purchases and in-app subscriptions, there is the traditional path of integrating them directly with Google Play and App Store, but this process is quite complicated because especially when you're building a cross-platform application for both iOS and Android, you have to write twice as much code to integrate first with App Store, then with Google Play. And after that, you have to implement like a backend infrastructure to validate all the transactions, to manage the accounts. So as you can see, like this process becomes very, quite complicated, I would say. And very time consuming because we will have to maintain it. However, there are solutions that are here to help us and to make our lives easier as a developer. And here I'm talking about Adapty, which is the sponsor of today's video. So with Adapty, you can do all of everything that I told before in under an hour. The only thing that we have to do as developers is integrate with their SDK, then call a function like purchase a product, and then everything behind the scenes is taken care for us. Things like communication with Apple Store, Google Play, managing the transactions and validating them, keeping track of everything in a secure way. One second. What I really like about Adapty is actually all the added benefits that you get by integrating with them. Here I'm talking about analytics, all the integrations with other applications that you can set up easily from the platform. And they offer a central place where to track all of the important metrics for your applications, such as revenue, monthly recurring revenue, what is your churn rate for the users, and other important metrics that you can track on the platform. So Adapty is completely free if your application is doing less than 10,000 monthly recurring revenue, and you can sign up for free following the link in the description below. And this is actually what we're gonna use today to integrate in our application. And with that being said, I think we can roll the intro and get started. All right, so hi everyone in the live chat. How are you doing, guys? So as prerequisites for to follow this tutorial, you have to have a React Native application. It doesn't matter if you have started it with React Native CLI or with Expo, because it works with both. And actually, Adapty in the documentation says that it doesn't support Expo, but I tried and everything is working as expected. So following in this tutorial, I'm personally going to use Expo. And I'm going to have to take a couple of extra steps to set up Expo to work with in-app subscriptions. But everything else, I'm going to mention like what you don't have to do if you are working with a React Native CLI application. You'll also need your application to be published on Google Play or App Store. It doesn't have to be public. It has just to be uploaded there and set it up, because we will need to create the subscription products on the platforms on Google Play and or App Store, at least one of them. Also, you'll need an Adapty account that you can get following this URL, but we're gonna get that in a second. And I will prepare for you a step-by-step guide that you can get by downloading the link in the description below or going at assets.notjust.dev/adapty. I'll upload that right after I finish the live stream. So yeah, get it, because it will contain all the steps that we have to take, and it's going to be a very easy guide for you to follow along and implement the same in your application. So I think it's coding time. Someone is asking me why I'm not using React Native CLI but Expo. It's because it's much easier to set everything up, to get up and running. They're offering a lot of tools that makes it a lot easier to develop and distribute applications, especially like with EAS, the services that help you build and submit your application to the store. Like, it's really nice. All right, so let me grab my task list, and we can get started. Here is our application that we have built in the previous live stream. My idea with monetization specifically for this application is to provide premium resources in the topics for people who want to buy the premium subscription. So there will be default like free resources here, some practice exercises, but I'm gonna add more resources for pro members. This is my idea. I want to give it a try. And for that, like, we need to integrate these in-app subscriptions. Let me grab my here. Yes. Wait, why do I have it here opened? All right. Here we have our task list for today. All right, so first task for us is to sign up for an Adapty account. For that, let's go ahead and access the link in the description below, or we can go to adapty.io. And from here, we can press login. Actually, I already have an account, but I'm gonna go through the process with you together. So let's create an account. My name is Vadim. Email. I'm gonna provide my email. Okay, search engine, or actually, I don't know, let's say podcast. At the moment, our application is doing 0 in monthly recurring revenue. So I'm gonna say 0 here. And what makes you interested in Adapty? Yeah, like a lot of things. Subscription analytics, integrating subscriptions. So let's create the account. All right, so the next step is already to set up Adapty for our application. All right, so the name of our application is gonna be Actually, I decided with a name for the application that I'm building, and it's going to be called Guaco, from guacamole and code. I don't know. It's going to be education. At this moment, I'm not going to select anything, but I can change them later in the settings. And now we are here at the App Store configuration. So for the App Store configuration, we need to provide the bundle ID and the App Store shared secret. How do we get that? We get that by going to App Store Connect. Let me just go there, and I'm going to show you in a moment. All right, so we go to appstoreconnect.apple.com. You should have this if you uploaded your application on App Store. And let's go to our application here. And we will need to provide here the bundle identifier of the application. Let me see where we can find it here. For example, app information. It's here, bundle ID. In my case, that's dev notjust.guaco. For the this is the URL for App Store server notification, and we will need it to set it on App Store dashboard. And we need to do that. Okay, we will copy it, and then we will go to the app information. We will scroll down a bit until we see this App Store server notification. So here in the production server URL, click on the setup URL and paste that URL there. Paste the URL, and it's important to select the version 1 notifications. I already have set it up, but yeah, this is the simple process that you have to do. Click there, setup URL, paste the URL that you got from here, and set the version 1. After that, the last step is here, App Store shared secret. And how do we get it? We get it by going to the subscriptions. We go to app specific shared secret here. We press manage, and probably I'm gonna have to regenerate it because I already showed it here in the live stream. But yeah, like click generate, copy this secret and paste it here in App Store shared secret. Let me do that behind the camera. I have it, and I will put it here. Okay, now we can continue. And it tells us that we already can install our Adapty in our application. I don't know why we didn't set up the Google config here yet, but yeah, let's follow the guide and install the Adapty SDK in our application. So the package name is called React Native Adapty. If you are working with a React Native CLI application, just follow this guide. Install the React Native Adapty using yarn add React Native Adapty. The next step is to install the pods by going to the iOS folder and running pod install. And this is only if you're working on a macOS and developing for iOS devices. And after that, make sure to update the Android app build.gradle file to add this multi-DAX enable. That's everything from the installation on React Native CLI. Quite easy, like three steps. And now let me show you what we will have to do to install and set it up for Expo. We will have to go through a little bit of a couple of steps in order to do that. But first, of course, is to add the React Native Adapty SDK to our application. So let's open a terminal and do Expo add React Native Adapty. I hope you can see it. All right, so we have signed up for the account. Let me actually add another status. Where is it? Here. Yes. Then we have generated this app-specific shared secret and we have set it up for iOS. Now we are installing the Adapty SDK. To do that, yes, as I said, Expo add React Native Adapty. All right. Give me just a second. Because the next step for us because we are using Expo, we will need to create a development build. And why do we need to do that? Well, whenever we are using custom native modules, and in this case, Adapty is using native modules. In that case, we need to set up these native modules in our application. So before, like a couple of years ago, the only solution that you had when you got into this situation was to eject from Expo and continue working like a normal React Native CLI application. However, now with development builds and with the config plugins from Expo, we can install and set up native modules in our Expo managed application without having to eject. Actually, in fact, eject is already was deprecated and you cannot do it anymore. And yeah, like what we have to do now is to set up, to set up a development build for our application. So before we set up the development build, I also want to install and configure a couple of things like Flipper, because this is going to help us debug our application. So to do that, here is a blog post that explains how to install Flipper, but I'm going to copy this command: Expo add React Native Flipper, React Native DevTools core, and Expo community Flipper. That's for the native config plugin. And let's install Flipper here in our application. Again, I'm going to provide all of these commands and everything that you have to do in the PDF that you can download following the link in the description below at assets.notjust.dev/adapty. And you'll be able to follow like this step by step. And again, setting up Flipper here is only for Expo projects. If you have React Native projects, as I said before, the only thing that you have to do is to install the library, install the pods, change one configuration for Android, and then you are ready to configure Adapty. After we have installed the Flipper dependency, we will need to connect to it. And to connect to it, in our app.tsx, we will import connect DevTools from React Native DevTools core, and we will connect it if we are running in development. So let's copy this snippet. Let's go in our app.tsx, and here on the top, let's paste it like this. So if we are running in development, connect to DevTools and to the localhost with this port. All right. Now the last step is to, because Flipper depends on some native modules, we installed, if you remember correctly, the last one was Expo Community Flipper. And this is actually the plugin that will help us install and set up native modules in Expo project. And to do that, what we have to do is to go in app.json, under the Expo, somewhere here at the end, let's say plugins. And this is going to be an array of plugins, and the plugin that we want to set is the Expo Community Flipper that we installed recently. This will make sure to set up Expo Community Flipper in our development build. That's it with setting up Flipper. Now let's move to the development build. And for the development build, as I said, whenever we start adding native modules to our Expo application, then we will not be able to use Expo Go anymore. At the moment, we are using the Expo Go application. But because we have added custom native modules, Expo Go doesn't have that native modules that we need. So we need to basically build a custom version of this Expo Go application. And this is called the dev client, the development client that we are gonna use. And this is actually done much easier than it sounds. I'm just trying to explain you what's happening behind the scenes and why do we need these things. But all we have to do is to install the Expo dev client in our project. To do that, we simply write Expo, actually not install, but add Expo dev client. Let me edit it here as well. I will also provide some documentation below. And now, after it has been added, we don't have to do anything with it. Now, in order to get the development build, we're going to use EAS to build our application. EAS stands for Expo Application Services. Actually, here, that's not correct. Yes, it stands for Expo Application Services, and it's a cloud tools for building our application and for submitting it to the stores. So let me check. I think it's not. We can do it locally as well. So Expo Dev Client. Let me just double check if that's the only way to do it. So yeah, we need to install the dev client. Yes, Expo is actually recommending to actually build it using EAS, but as I'm not mistaken, like you can do that for from locally as well. But in my case, I already have EAS set up. But the only thing that you have to do is to install the EAS command, then call EAS configure to configure your EAS application to build your React Native Expo application. And after that, this EAS configure will generate in your application no, actually I don't have it yet. Yes, so I'm gonna have to go through EAS together with you, configure. Not like this. EAS help. Build, no build, it should be configure. Come on. All right, let's open the documentation for EAS. So here is the guide for the EAS install. We can install it using npm, then log in your account, and yes, build configure. EAS build configure to configure our builds. Which platform would you like to configure for EAS build? I'm gonna go for both iOS and Android. And it generated for us EAS.json. All right, let's have a look in the eas.json. Here we see our profiles for the build. We can build a development version which will actually include the development client, because we set here development client true, and the distribution is going to be internal. For the preview, it's distribution internal, and the production will simply distribute it to production. All right. So for the build development client true. For Android, I think we can also specify that we want to build an APK to be able to install it on our device. And what else? All right, so I think that we are done. Most probably we will still have to update some of the settings here, but let's go ahead and start a development process. So I'm gonna go ahead and run EAS build for the platform. I'm gonna start with Android at this moment, and the profile is going to be development. I want to build a development client. Missing build profile in EAS. Development. Would you like your application to be this one? In your case, it might ask you to give the Android application ID. So provide an application ID. No, in my case, it should be dev.notjust.guaco. In my case, yes, I'm gonna press no there because I want to continue. And it actually started the build process. I can click on that URL that it showed, and it will open this build here in browser. And we see that it's an Android internal distribution build for the development profile with a version 1.0.0. Look, I'm not going to wait because it's going to take around 10 to 15 minutes to build this Android application. I'm going to show you after 15 minutes, you should see the application finished building, and I'm going to check in the meantime to see if everything is going okay. But I'm going to consider that it finished for you successfully, and I'm going to go to another Android. Actually, let me select Android here and Android Play Store build. No, this is a production, this is development. So I'm gonna go here, and this is what you're gonna see after around 10 minutes on that page. If everything worked successfully, what we can do is to press on the options here and click download build. This will download this APK that I was talking about. And with this APK, we simply drag and drop it on our phone. Let's drag and drop it here on our emulator. And we have already our Guaco application. As you can see, we are going to open it directly from the Guaco application, not from the Expo Go, because this is the development client that we have set up for the application. One last thing is the way we are starting the server, because usually we are starting it with expo start, but in this case we have to start it with expo start then --dev client --dev client. Expo start, yes, dash dev client, and this will start the development server for the development client here. And we can press A here to open it on Android. And we see our application loading. It's loading from here, as we can see. And yes, got it. Yes, as you can see, there is this menu, like this is coming from the development client for our application, and it is specifically for our application with all the native modules that we need here. So I can go ahead and sign up here. Come on. Yes. We are here. Perfect. All right. So as you can see, this is already not from the Expo Go application. It's from the dev client. And we also can run Flipper. This is actually optional. If you don't have Flipper installed and set up, it's probably not a problem. But if you want to debug this application, you would need Flipper. I tried debugging it with the Chrome tools. But in that case, it's not working because there is a dependency in Expo React Reanimated that prevents us to be able to debug with Chrome. So yes, here we have our application Guaco, and we can go to the React Native logs. No logs yet, but if in the app.tsx, I'm gonna say console log hi, I'm gonna see it here. Awesome. So that's gonna be useful for us later on in the video to debug our application. And I'm sorry that it's so small. Like I don't think I can zoom in. Oh, I can, but it's JavaScript error occurred in the main process. Okay, I cannot zoom in. Sorry. So what does that mean? That means that we have set up Flipper because it connected correctly. We did the development build. And one last thing to test if we actually installed correctly Adapty, because we ran the Expo add React Native Adapty, is to set it up and see if we don't have any errors. Let's go back to their documentation and actually let's monitor this build, because if it will fail, I will have to show you how to fix it, but hopefully it will not. So let's go back to our Adapty account here, and we see how to do the configuration. The only thing that we have to do is import activate Adapty in our app.tsx. Let's import activate Adapty. We will also need use effect from React, and in our application, somewhere here on the top, let's do use effect. Using a use effect because we want to activate Adapty when the application mounts, and for that we need this use effect with empty dependency array. We will call adapty.activate, right? That's how it's called. Activate Adapty, and the SDK key, the key from our account. Here it is automatically populated with our key, so I can press continue. But if you lost it, like you can go to app settings, scroll down, and here is the public SDK key. All right. Here we have it. Let's save and let's see if everything is okay. I don't see any issues at this moment, but what we can do is to let's just see if we don't have any errors by activating Adapty. And for that, like, I'm gonna clear all the logs here. I'm gonna clear all even the device logs, and I'm gonna reload the application. for the logs here. I don't see any errors with Adapty, and for the native logs, I don't think any of these errors is related to Adapty. So that means that we have configured Adapty SDK and activated it in our application correctly. Okay, so that means that installing Adapty SDK is also finished. All right. Let me check the build. But yeah, it's gonna take a bit more time. Thank you very much, Musa. Thank you for being here and for your support. Hello, War. Hi, Mike, InfinityBot, Mike, DB. How are you doing, guys? Okay, so let's think what are the next steps. The next steps we have here Play Store configuration. We have we will need to upload a new version of our application on the stores, because without doing that we will not be able to set up the subscription modules on Play Store. So now that we have added this Adapty SDK to our application, what we will have to do is to build a new version of application and to upload it to App Store and Play Store. Let me actually go ahead and open them. Hello, Premiere. Okay. And to the give me 1 second to sign into. All right. So as I was saying, before we set up or before we install the subscription models in our application, if we would go to the Google Play console, if we scroll down to the in-app subscriptions, then we will see a message saying that first you need to upload a new version of application, including that subscription, and after that you will be able to set up the subscription products. So to do that, what we have to do is to actually go ahead and do another build for our application, and for us, we're gonna do that with EAS. So we will do a production version of our build. Where is it? Yes. Here is going to be upload new version of the application on the store. But make sure, because whenever we create a new build for the stores, we need to increase the version code of application. So to do that, in Expo, we're gonna have to go in app.json and increase the version here to 1.0.1, or in my case, I can do even 0.2. Then we need to increase the version for iOS as well. So it's version code, or how is it called? 1 second. Come on. Build number for iOS, it's called build number. And for the build number, again, increase it with 1. In this case, you can set to build number 2. I think I already have build number 2, so I'm gonna set build number 3. And for Android is going to be called version code. And let's say version code for Android is also 3. Free like an integer. All right, so now what we have to do is to trigger another EAS build, but this time for production. And we're gonna do that with EAS build. Let me double check the version code build number 3. So in my case for App Store here, if I look at the builds, it's version 1.0, we already have it. And it's going to be 1.0.2, build number 3. And for Android, version code 3. For Android, let's open it here. It's version 1.0. Yes, everything should be okay for us. So EAS build for the platform, for all the platforms, and the profile is going to be production. But in case you don't specify the profile, it's going to be by default production. What I want to do is to say auto submit, in order to automatically submit this application to the stores after it finished building. No, in my case, no. For iOS bundle identifier, dev notjust.guaco, yes, that's good. Do you want to log in? Yes, yes. Oh, I have to provide the password. Let me... Okay, I logged in with my account. If you are using React Native CLI, we actually have, by the way, we have tutorials on how to build and how to publish and deploy your application to App Store and Play Store. We have videos how to do it in Expo with EAS, and we have videos how to do it in React Native. And all these videos are already on the channel, so you can go press on the channel and look for a video on how to deploy React Native application to the store, and you will be able to do that if you don't have the application there yet. okay. It's scheduled Android submission, it's scheduled iOS submission. So if we look at the EAS here in the builds, we should see the internal distribution. You see it finished successfully. So everything is okay on that end with the internal distribution. And now we have scheduled to build for production with version code 1.0.2 for iOS and for Android. And after that is done, they will be submitted to the store. All right, so let's go to the settings. We see for the iOS SDK, we have set it up correctly. But for Android, we haven't set it yet. For the package name, I'm gonna use the package name of my application, like this. Now we need to provide here a service account key file. Wait a second, I think we have a new member, right? I just see it here. Hey, Divi, thank you very much for becoming a channel member and for supporting it financially. I appreciate very much. Hi, I'm from India. I recently discovered your channel. I love this series so much. I watched all the live session in 2 days. Loved it. I'm very excited to join the live today. That's awesome. Oh my God. Welcome on board. We're doing a lot of events like this on this channel. Make the trophies golden when, yes, completed, it will look good. That's a good suggestion. But today we're focused on the monetization, so yeah. So let's see how to get the service account key file and to upload it here. So for that, we need to go to our Play console, go to API access, create account with owner, get the key, all right. We are ready to configure Google Play. So Play Store configuration. While we are waiting for the new version of our application to be built and deployed to the stores to be able to add the products, let's go ahead and configure our Play Store. So for that, we're gonna go to all our application here. In the setup, let's go to the API access. Now let's scroll down a bit here where we see service accounts, and let's press on here, learn how to create a service account. From here, we will press on the Google Cloud Platform. It will open a new tab here with our project selected from here, and from here we can press create a new account. I'm gonna call it Guaco Adapty. And let's create and continue. From the role, let's select basic. I hope you can see it here. Let's select basic and owner. Continue. And done. Now, while we're still here, we see this account here. Where is it? This one. Guaco Adapty. Let's go ahead. We see the key. We see the newly created service account that it has no keys. Let's press on these three dots and press on the manage keys. In this on this page, let's press on the add key, create a new key, and let's select the JSON format. Let's create it. It will automatically download this JSON key file on our computer, and we can close it from here. Now we can close the, no, not yet close, because I think we need to double check one more step. Okay, we did that, we did that. Yes, we need to double check if our Google Play Android Developer API is enabled. In my case, it's enabled, but I'm gonna show you how to check it. Let's search Google Play developer account. Yes, Google Play Android Developer API. Google Play Android Developer API. Here is the API. Let's check it and make sure that it is enabled. In my case, it's enabled. Now we can close this tab and back to our Google Play console. Let's press done. Press on the refresh here for the service account list. And where we see the, I'm gonna have to zoom out a bit, where we see our account, and I think this is that account for me. Where is it? Guaco Adapty. I think it's this one. It should have had like the after we return back, it should have had like this grant access button. So press on the grant access and it will redirect us to this page. From here, what we will have to select is from the app access, we need to give it information about the application information. For financial data, we need to check both of them. Here we don't need anything. For releases, we don't need anything. Store presence, we need it selected, and user feedback, no. So in total, we should have 4 ticks as per the documentation. 1, 2, 3, and manage store presence. After that, we click on the invite user. Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one here. Invite user, send invitation. And we are done with to set up it here. Now, the last step is to upload the file that we just downloaded, the JSON file, and upload it to Adapty. So let's go to Adapty here. Let's click, check our downloads here, and let's upload the JSON file with the key that we just generated there. File uploaded, and we can say save. All right, with Android SDK, I think we are done. And if we check to the store configuration, yes, we are done with both of them. Now we need to make our first purchase. Well, there is still a couple of things to do before that. So let's I'm gonna what did I want you to do? Oh, to check our tasks. So Play Store configuration is done. Upload a new version of application on the stores. We are still waiting for that. If I look here at the builds, yes, both of them are still in progress. Carlos, thank you very much. All right, while we are still waiting for things to set up here, let's go ahead and in the app.setting here for the Android SDK, there is this Google Play RTDN topic name. Copy and paste this into the topic name field found at App Dashboard Monetization Setup page of Google Play Developer Console. Let's check the documentation. Real-time developer notification. Learn how to configure OK. Real-time notification allow receiving updates the moment they occur in Play Store. Tracking refunds and more. We strongly recommend setting them up for accuracy. Actually, this is an optional step, but it is recommended in order for Adapty to get these updates in real time. So we need to make sure that Cloud Pub Sub API is enabled and the service account fee has owner permission. Yes, our service account key has owner permission. Now let's double check if our Cloud Pub Sub API is enabled. To do that, let's go back to our Google Play here. Also from the API access, we can click here Google Cloud Platform. And from here, let's check Pub Sub. I think it's this one. No. How is it called? Cloud Pub Sub API. Let's make sure it's enabled. In my case, it is enabled. After uploading a service account key file to Adapty, we will automatically create all needed resources in your Google Cloud project, and the topic name will appear in Google Play topic name field on the Android SDK page. In my case, it has in our case, it didn't generate the URL yet, but why? Let's refresh the page. Yes, now actually it did. So all we have to do is to copy this and provide it, copy and paste it into the topic name file field found in App Dashboard Monetization Setup page of Google Play Console. Click Send Test Notification to make sure everything works and save changes. So Monetization Setup and then the topic name. All right, we can do that. Let's go in our, check our application. In the monetization setup, topic name, let's provide it here and let's press send notification, test notification sent. All right, let's press save changes. And now we are sure. Let me double check if that's everything that we have to do. I think so. Yes. That's everything that we have to do for Google real-time notifications about subscriptions. For App Store, we have the same thing. For Android, let me add it here. To make sure to add it also in your PDF that you can download below. And for the iOS, App Store notification. So let's read the guide. All right, we have to copy this URL from App Store server notification, and we will put it in the, oh yeah, but I already told you about that. Yes, we need to do that in app information and here in the production server URL. and make sure that you selected version 1 notification. This is important. And yes, now we are set with both of these notifications. Let's check our builds, how they are doing. For Android, it failed. And I think I know why it failed. It's because of different Gradle versions. Oh, it's because of an AWS config. So, I know. Okay, the problem is that our application depends on the AWS exports file. That is the configuration file of how our application should connect to our AWS backend. So whenever we are uploading it to EAS to get to build our application, it will upload all the files except the files from the git ignore, basically the ignored files. And because we have our AWS exports file here in the git ignore, it will not get it will not be pushed to the EAS servers, and it will not be included in the build, and this way our application will not be able to be built. So what we have to do is to create a new file called EAS ignore. And if we provide a EAS ignore file, then it's going to take priority in comparison with git ignore. So let's copy everything from git ignore in EAS ignore and only delete the AWS exports from our EAS ignore, meaning that our AWS exports will still be ignored in Git, but it will not be ignored in EAS because we need this file. And after we do that, we can resubmit the build for Android, actually for both of them, because it needs to be there for iOS as well. No. Yes. Okay, so we submitted a new build. They should appear here in our EAS builds. Yeah, for App Store, I think we can cancel it. Cancel build because we submitted a new one. Yes, here is our iOS and Android build. Perfect. And we will move on with the next steps. Actually, in your case, you should wait until your application is built and is submitted to Play Store and App Store, because we need that in order to follow the next steps. I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the steps because I already have uploaded this application before, so I have access to set up the subscriptions here in Play Store and in App Store. In your case, just wait 10 to 15 minutes until it is built and submitted, and after that you will be able to set up these subscriptions here. I hope that's clear. And now let's start by setting up iOS products. Okay, let's go ahead in our App Store page. Where is it? App Store Connect. Let's open our application and let's scroll down a bit until we see features subscriptions. Here is where we will set up our subscription products on App Store. The first thing that we need is we need a subscription group. So let's create a subscription group. Let's create. The reference name is going to be Pro or Premium. A subscription group is a set of products that you can offer, which should be logically grouped together. And a user can have only one product from a group. So imagine if you are giving premium access to your application, you can have different products. A user can have a premium account by signing up on the monthly subscription or on the yearly subscription or on the lifetime deal, but all of them should be in the same group, because if you have one of them, you don't need the other one. In case your application needs two types of access to the application, for example, one is premium and one is gold and one is platinum, in that case you might be interested in creating different subscription groups for your application. Before we get started with subscription, we need to do one more thing, is to set up the App Store localization for this group, and this will provide the name. So in our case, it's premium. App name displayed options. Let's provide a custom app name like this. Okay, let's create it. And we already have one localization, that's good. Now that we have our subscription group, we can create the subscription products inside this group that we want to offer. In our case, I want to offer two types of products, two types of subscriptions. One of them will be monthly, and for that there will be no free trial. And the other subscription will be yearly, and that one will have a 1 week free trial. So this is a very common structure for the subscriptions. If you have something else, like, it's pretty easy to adjust based on the needs of your application. All right, so let's go ahead and create our first subscription group. So for the reference name, I'm gonna say premium monthly. And for the product ID, let's say dev. I'm gonna start by using the bundle identifier of our application in order to have them as unique across our account. So the bundle identifier is dev notjust.guaco, and then I'm gonna do dot and provide some something like premium monthly. Yeah, premium monthly. And also I can say I can provide information about the trial or no trial. So in this case, no trial. Let me copy this product ID because we will need it a bit later, and I'm gonna save it somewhere on my computer to not forget it. And I recommend you do the same. Okay, let's wait until it creates. Now we have our premium monthly. What we should do is set up the subscription duration. So this is going to be 1 month. And the subscription prices. Let's add the subscription price. And I'm going to choose, I don't know, $4.99. Or let's... It's okay. I will adjust. I'm not gonna double think the price right now, because I can always run A/B tests and with Adapty and see which price is going to be the best for this application. Okay, here we have subscription prices, and the last thing is the App Store localization. So let's add localization. For the display name, it's gonna be premium monthly. And for the description, I don't know, get premium access to Guaco What are premium users able to do? In my application, I'm gonna provide additional resources for premium users, maybe additional quizzes. I'm gonna think, but as a minimum, it's gonna be additional resources and additional practice exercises. That's just for the beginning. So we added everything that we needed, so we can click save. We're still missing metadata. Yes, because our first subscription must be submitted with a new app version, and we need to create our subscription that's selected from the app purchases page before submitting the new version to app review. Yes. All right, so we are done with this premium monthly. Let's go back and set up our yearly subscription. I hope that I didn't forget to add Vamsi saying, great job. Thank you very much. I think this is the first time I saw someone building an actual application on Livestream. This is quite a challenge to do and to build everything in the Livestream. But this is the fun part about the challenges and building things in public. All right, so the next step is let's go for the yearly subscription. So premium yearly. Product ID, I'm gonna do yearly 1 week trial. Again, I'm gonna copy this ID because we will need them in the next step. Let me note it down. Okay. Again, let's select the duration, 1 year in this case. For the subscription prices, if that's $4.99, the yearly can be, I don't know, $24.99 or $27.99, something like that. Let's add the App Store localization and the display name. Premium yearly. Premium access to Pro. I have written wrong spelling in premium in product ID. Yeah, that's my bad, but I'm gonna go with this for now. Yes, I see. Thank you very much for letting me know. Yes, so I think that's it. Let's save. And we are done with setting up our products on iOS. Set up iOS products. Now it's time to do the same on Android and set up our Android products. So for that, let's go here. And on the Google Play console, let's select our application. And from the menu page of our application, let's scroll down until we see subscriptions under the products. And I already have a couple of them, but I'm going to create new one. So let's create a subscription. For the product ID, I'm gonna do the same product ID as I selected for iOS. So that's this one dev. Okay. I cannot do it so long. And it's only like one character. Okay, I'm gonna update it a bit. Let's do Pro for Android. But I need to make sure to not forget it. I'm gonna note it down here. The name is gonna be Pro Monthly. And we have like these tasks that we should follow to finish setting up. So let's add subscription, the benefits, and actually this is optional, so I will skip it. Add a base plan. Base plan ID can be base, a renewal type auto-renewing, the billing period monthly, grace period none, because we don't need the grace period here. And that's it. Now we should set the prices. I'm gonna select all of them, set prices, and I'm gonna do €4.99. Save. And after that, we can press activate. All right, this is done. Now we need to do that for our Pro yearly. Product ID. Okay. It's Pro on Android. Oh no. This is gonna be for Android. And the name Pro yearly. Create. All right, let's add the base plan for this one. Base auto-renewing yearly. And the grace period is going to be 7 days for the 7-day free trial. After that, let's set the prices for all the countries. And it's going to be $24.99, I think. Save. And activate. All right, our plan is active here on Android, which we want. And back, actually, let me double check if we have added in the premium yearly, if we had added that 1 week free trial. That's interesting. Where can I do it? So view all subscription and prices. Yes, there is. If we press on the view all subscription and pricing under the premium yearly, we will be able to add an introductory offer by pressing here introductory offers, and we will set up for all of these countries. And the start date, we will select today's date, because we will start this offer from today, and there will be no end date. Select no end date here for the end date, because we want to run this offer forever. Now, type of introductory offer, free duration is going to be for 1 week. 1 week for free, you can sign up. Or yeah, like free for the first week. Let's confirm. And yes, we have the introductory offers. Okay, so we have finished setting up iOS product, we have finished setting up Android products. Now the last step to put everything together is to actually set up Adapty products. So for that, this step is actually the easiest one. We are done with configuring everything with the stores, which takes a bit more time. Before I'm doing that, let me double check the builds if we... Yes, for Android everything is okay, and I'm gonna check the submissions as well. It didn't start yet, but it's gonna start shortly. This is just to make sure, I want to make sure that the builds that we're doing will work for everyone else. But if you are following at this moment, like probably it's already working for you. All right, so as I said, the next step is to set everything up on Adapty. That's quite easy, and we will go to our Adapty dashboard here. And we can start with the products and paywalls. Here, under the products and paywalls, the first thing that we will have to create is the access level. Why do I have it here? Am I logged in with another account? Products? No, actually it was... Did I create this premium access level? Maybe. But if you don't have this premium access ID, just create an access level here called premium. Again, this access level will specify the name of a gate. So if you are offering multiple types of access level to your application, for example, a pro membership, a gold membership, and a platinum membership, and all of them have different benefits, in that case, you will have to create different access levels here. In my case, I'm going to have only one type of access level to the application. I mean two types. One is the free access level, where you will get all the free resources and free practice exercises. And the other access level will be premium, which you will get both the free resources and the pro resources that I'm going to add here. That's why here in the access levels, I need only one, and this is called premium. All right, in the products, now it's time to create our products. And here, when we are creating products, we are actually linking an Adapty product with its product on the Google Play Store and App Store. So we are creating this mapping here. And for the product name, let's start with a monthly. Period is going to be monthly. Access level, it's the one that we have. And now we need to provide the App Store product ID. I'm going to grab it from here. For the App Store, it's this one. And for the Play Store, I think it's this one. Oh, I really hope that I'm not making any mistakes. But yeah, like this is the ID of the products from App Store and Play Store that correspond to the monthly subscription. Okay, that's it. We can press save. Now we can create the yearly one, yearly, period, annual. App Store product ID, it's this one. No. Wait, I did a mistake. Here I have this yearly for the App Store. This one is for the Android, and I can press save. And in the previous one, in the monthly, I think I made a mistake here. I set the yearly when it should have been this one. Save. Okay, so now we can see them here. Two products, our yearly and our monthly. Now, what we can do with these products is to put them in paywalls. And these paywalls is a group of multiple products, And with paywalls, we can run a lot of types of experiments. We can A/B test them. And this is the power of the paywalls, because we can create a lot of different products here with different pricing, with different structure, with free trial and without free trial, and then put them together in a paywall. And from this dashboard, we will be able to move from the active to inactive paywalls. And this will reflect right away in our application without us having to do any updates to our code. So let's go ahead and create a paywall here. Paywall name, I'm gonna go with the default one. Default. Let's add the product. So for example, I'm gonna add the yearly and the monthly, the monthly product. And here we also have like some config that we can send from here. As we can say, header text, header image, button color, like these are all the data that we will send. Actually, let's give it a try to play with this. For example, we will have a title, become a pro member, and we will have a subtitle and get access to premium content. Then we can have like button color and a lot of other things, or maybe I can have an array of benefits or features that we can change from here. So for example, features is going to be an array with different features. For example, premium resources, then premium exercises, premium quizzes. All right, so let's save and publish this paywall. Here we have it. It also gives us a lot of information about the revenue and other crucial information about how is this paywall performing in comparison with other paywalls that we can set up here. Okay. So as we said, like if I'm gonna go here, as I said, we have set up iOS products, we have set up our Android products, we have set up our Adapty products with all the other like paywalls, and we should start working on the actual paywall to display it. So this is fun, and I'm gonna do git add everything, git commit, setup EAS and dev client, and Adapty SDK. And now we can start working on our paywall. I haven't worked on the design of our paywall, but what I'm interested first is if we can query the paywalls and the products from there. If we do, that's going to be a win, that's going to be a success, and we can actually start working on the design of our paywall. So in the screens, I'm going to add a new folder for our paywall. Let's create a new file, paywall.ts, actually tsx. And let's do React Native functional export to generate the paywall component. let's quickly add the index.ts file that will export easier our paywall. And let's put it into the navigation index. Where should we put it? As another tab here, or I'm gonna put it in our root navigator as a stack screen. Paywall here, paywall, and without any title, I'm gonna actually put it on top of this not found. All right, let's go ahead in the root stack param list, because on the we need to add a new type for the paywall screen. It can be undefined for now because we don't need to send any data there. And one more thing is that I'm going to comment out this alert that is always telling me that I need to use a physical device for push notifications. So alert, this one, please. Okay, when should we go there? Actually, I'm not gonna bother, and at this moment I'm going to simply say that our how is it called, the property screen default, not default screen option, active screen. Come on. Navigator, come on, types for the navigator. Initial, right? Initial screen, initial route name is going to be paywall. Save, and if I refresh, and if I wait, I saw it there. Come on. View, thank you very much. All right, so here we have our paywall, right? I don't think we will need, but yeah, I will work on the design a bit later. What I'm interested right now is to create a paywall. So let's read the docs. No. Receive paywall in the application. Let's check the guide. So what we need to do is to call get paywalls. I don't know why it's only for Swift here, but yeah, like displaying products, let's go to React Native. Adapty has very good documentation, so yes, let's copy this Adapty get paywalls method, and we're gonna call it in a use effect here, use effect, because when we go to the paywall screen, we need to query the paywalls from Adapty. This is going to be inside a fetch paywall because we need it to be async, and I'm gonna put it inside this. I need to call this fetch paywall right away. No. Actually, why don't we have any music yet? This is much better. All right, so in the fetch paywall, we need to import Adapty. For that, Adapty from React Native Adapty. We will not need this Adapty error, or we can say yes, it's okay. We don't need this one, and we can say actually force update true in order to get them right away from the server, not to take them locally. Now let's go ahead and console log our products and console log our paywalls. I'm really interested in that. So I'm gonna open our Flipper, and we see here our logs. We can refresh our page, and hopefully we will see our paywall information from Adapty. Oh, I didn't call the fetch paywall. Should be called like this. And yes, we have something there. We have something there. What we are interested in is in the paywall products. Actually, paywalls, the second one is an array that contains only one paywall. So I'm gonna save that paywall at position 0 because we only have one at this moment. I'm gonna save it in state. So for that we need a use state. Let's define this state here, paywall, and set paywall. Use state. Initially it's nothing. And it's of type Adapty paywall, and I can actually say Adapty paywall, but I need to import it, or null. Initially it's gonna be null. Okay, here let's check if paywalls dot length is more than 0. Let's set the first paywall in our state. All right. Now what? We can console log our paywall, and let's look at the data structure. Initially it's null, but after that we see that it's an object with A/B test name, with custom payload string, with that title, subtitle, features. It has a developer ID. It has also products, and this is what we are interested in the products. Okay, we are interested in the products. That means that I don't know, if paywall was not loading, we can return an activity indicator just to say that it's loading. Otherwise, we can say for every product in our paywall dot products, paywall what is possibly null. All right, let's do it. It's okay like this. I want to map for all the products, and for every product I will render initially a simple text just to see. And what can we render from that product? We can render product dot localized title. Okay, we see it. So if I comment out this text with paywall, we see two localized title. One is pro yearly and the other one is pro monthly. Everything that is coming after that with dev, notjust, Guaco, and reviewed, this is coming from Play Store, and as until your application is going to be reviewed by Google, it will have this unreviewed name, temporary app name, and the temporary IDs for our subscription products. I have to return. Yes, I think I just, yes, return. Thank you very much. And in this case, I don't need to check that. Yes. All right, so what does that mean? That means that we have successfully queried our paywalls and products from Adapty. I think it's great. It's amazing so far. Let me double check the build and to make sure that you are also able to follow along everything. We have successfully built for iOS and for Android. Submission, I'm not sure what's happening there. App Store submission was successful, and now if I'm gonna look at the test flight, for example, I see that I have a version 1.0.2 which is still processing. That's good. In our iOS app here, for when we prepare for submission, I can go ahead and delete this build and add a new one, the latest one. I cannot do that because it's still processing the 1.0.2, but after that is done, I will be able to do it. And I'm not sure why for Android it didn't submit. This is Play Store submission. Play Store submission. All right. I know why. Because in order to upload our application to Play Store using EAS, we need to do one extra step. So let's go in EAS docs, and I'm gonna show you what we have to do in order to enable submission to Google Play Store. In EAS submit, actually, I need EAS submit. Let's go introduction, submitting to the Google Play Store. Google service account and download it at JSON. After that, you will have to create an app on Google Play and upload your app. So here is the documentation for creating a Google service account, but we already went through this process. Let me just double check what permission this account needs. Expo, okay. Service account user. Yes, this needs a bit different permissions, and here. All right, so this is optional if you're not using Expo EAS services. In my case, I'm using. So what I have to do is to create another service account for in order for Expo to have access to submit new builds for our application. For that, let's go in our API access, and let's go to the Google Cloud Platform, the same way as we did before, and let's press create service account. And here is Guaco Expo. That's it, Guaco Expo. Let's create and continue. For the account, I'm gonna have to scroll down until I see users. Service accounts actually, and a service account user here. service account, and the role should be service account user. All right, let's click continue. Let's click done. And we need to find this newly created account that has no keys, Guaco Expo, and generate a new key by pressing manage keys and adding a new key, creating a key, JSON file, create. And now what we're gonna do with this key is we're going to, actually 1 second with this key. Just remember where you downloaded it. We will need it in a moment. Because now we need to go back to our Google Play account, click done. And in here, we need to find the Guaco Expo. It's this one. Manage Play Console permission. Let's press on this one. And for the permission, what permission it needs? It needs the view app information. It doesn't need financial data. It needs play game services. Actually, everything that is selected by default. Let's just press invite user, send invitation. And that's it. That's it here. As I said, now the file that we downloaded just now for the newly created service account, let's drag and drop it in our project here in the root folder of our project. Now, what do we have to do with this one? I will rename it to Google Service Account. And I'm gonna copy this name because we need to add it correctly in a couple of places. In the first place, I want to add it to the gitignore file because we don't want this file to be tracked in our Git. And to do that, also double check it's if I write git status, it's not there. Yes. We don't want to share this file. The second step is in the eas.json, we in the submit, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check with docs. All right. Come on, where do we set it up? Creating a Google Service account. Okay, we created it. Submitting to the Google Play Store. Wait a second. Configuration with EAS, yes. Service account keep off under Android submit production. So under the submit in the production, we need to add some configuration for Android, and specifically we want the service account keep off. And the service account keep off is going to be this directory. And yes, I already showed everything. So I'm gonna have to delete it after the stream, but copy the name and provide it here. So in this directory that we have EAS, then Google Service Account.json. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an EAS submit platform only for Android, and I can provide the latest flag to submit the latest version. Daniel, hello. Thank you very much for your support. Daniel is saying, I love this kind of content. Seeing another colleague fighting with a code and configuration, nobody is perfect. I feel a lot of empathy. I'm seeing this at the moment I work. Thank you very much. Yes, this is the real process of developing applications. And yes, not everyone is perfect. Don't believe all the tutors that are doing everything perfectly. We are all developers, have to go through the documentation multiple times, reading a lot, sometimes failing and then debugging. And this is actually the process of being a developer. So, yes, with a newly created service account, Expo will be able to submit a new version to Android. And if I check submissions here, if I refresh, Play Store submission is actually finished because it's being done very, very fast. And if I will check it there, we will see it on yes. All right. How many weeks to the end of a startup challenge? That's a very good question. We are now in week 5. So next week, I'm gonna still work on the application, and that's what you will do as well. But in the week 7, which is 2 weeks from now, on 12th of August, that's when we will have a demo day, and you will have opportunity to pitch your idea at the demo day, show your startup that you have managed to build. It doesn't have to be finished, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to have a goal, it has to have like some learnings behind it. And if you did something during these 7 weeks, I encourage you highly to come to the demo day and pitch your idea. And actually, I'm gonna provide more details about how you can sign up to pitch your project at the demo day. And we have actually 3 prizes for that. The first startup will get $1,000, the second one $500, and the third one $250. And that's not a lot, but I'm pretty sure it can cover some costs like servers or domain names for a couple of months. So very excited about this one. And we have a new donation. Daniel, thank you very much for your kind donation. That's 20,000 COP. I don't know how much is that, but thank you very much. It sounds a lot, 20,000. Okay. Is the application live in Google Play Store? No, not yet. Like I'm just this week I have uploaded it there, set it up in order to prepare for today's video to be able to set up all the subscription products. But I still haven't submitted it for review because I still have to work on the content of the application. I still have to polish a couple of features, finish these subscriptions, and then submit it for review. And really hope that I'm gonna manage to do it until the demo day. Otherwise, I'm gonna be able to share the build like through Expo, because even now I can do that with everyone. Emmanuel, I'm so glad that you are going to come to the demo day. It's nice. Daniel, it's still a lot. Thank you very much for your for sharing your hard-earned money with us. So let's get back to our application. We managed to query our paywall. We managed to query our subscription products, and I think the next step is to work on the design of a paywall. Shall we do that and just have like a very simple design, but simple with style? Actually, yes, upload a new version to the stores. I think that's still, no, actually that's already done because we saw that we have uploaded it, and now it's time for building the paywall. Oh, that's interesting. Let's do git add everything. I need some designs because I haven't thought about it. Or should I just go? Let me keep it simple. And on the paywall, in the paywall, I first of all don't need them. How much time do you give me, guys, to work on the design for the paywall? Because if I'm gonna start, like, I'm gonna be too perfectionist and I'm gonna work too much on it. Let's, as I said, keep it simple. First of all, hide the top bar, header shown false. Okay, because we close ours. Header shown false. Now if I go to the screens, paywall here, let's define the styles. Const styles equal stylesheet dot create. We need to import the style sheet from React Native. And yes, I'm gonna start with style. Instead of this view, let's import a safe area view from React Native safe area view, just to make sure that the text is displayed in the safe area of the screen. And style is going to be styles.root or container. I want a background color of colors.light.white. And to make it full screen, I'm gonna do flex 1. Yes, all right. Now, our paywall, it had some information there. For example, in the custom payload string, paywall. Look, we have there in the paywall data, we have paywall.custom payload string, and because this is string, I think we need to do json.parse this one. Yes, word like this. Okay, let's go ahead and do console log paywall data. Paywall data has title, subtitle, and features. So we're gonna start with title, and I'm gonna provide the paywall data dot title. But if it doesn't have, I'm gonna provide the default title of become a pro member. But that's coming from our paywall there, right? Here I'm going to say become a pro, but we see that the data is coming actually from the title, which is saying become a pro member. For the style, I'm gonna provide styles.title, and I'm gonna do the same for the subtitle, paywall data, subtitle, and I'm gonna provide a default value in case our paywall doesn't have this information. And get access to premium content. Okay, we have that. The benefits, how should I display the benefits? Let me just double check paywall design. We need some inspiration. Paywall, all right, then I'm gonna add probably the benefits, and after that, like 2 plans that we have. Yes, I'm gonna again keep it simple. I'm gonna add the benefits. So for the benefits, that's gonna be paywall data, not description, but features. That's how we call them there, right? Features, yes, features. Dot map, and for every feature we're going to provide to render view with a text inside that will render the feature. But if it's not there, let me take it out from here and say const features equal to paywall data. Come on, paywall data dot features, or an empty array. Features dot map feature, and this is gonna be an array of strings. Okay, we have data on the screen. Now it's time to start styling it. For example, let's go ahead and start with title here and subtitle. First of all, I want to align everything in the middle, so align items center. All right. For the root, I'm gonna also add some padding, like 10, and maybe padding top even more, like a 20 or 25. For the title, font size, I'm gonna increase it to 30. Okay, for the subtitle, I'm gonna increase the font size to 24. But subtitle, I missed the name. But for the color, I'm gonna give it a slightly less black color. 22 or even 20 is gonna be enough. The gray, do I have gray there? Font weight, I want to give 500. Okay, for the title, I'm gonna add some margin, vertical 10 to add some spacing. Okay, that's okay. And all right, now regarding the features, Let me take it out because I'm not sure if I need a container for that text, but I'm gonna need a container for all the features. So styles.feature container, and here for the text I'm also gonna give styles.feature text. And for the feature, container, I want it to be to align self stretch, because I want it to be full width of a screen like this. Then I want for them, probably I'm gonna add some icons. So Expo icons, check mark. Let's try to use this one, and I'm gonna use it here with a text. So let's add the icon before the text, and let's make sure to import the icon from okay, we will need a view here with styles.feature. The first one is features container, and the second one is feature container. One will contain all of them, one will contain only one. So I'm gonna move here features, and I'm gonna add one more for the feature. For the feature itself, what I want to do is to do the flex direction row, because I want the text and the icon to be in the same row, and the align items center to center them horizontally. That's good. For the color, maybe I can do colors light.primary. Okay, now feature container, let's play around with the margins. So margin vertical. Okay, feature text, margin on the left, margin left 10. That's good. I want to increase the font size to 16 is okay. Margin left, maybe only 5. Yep, I think that's already better. And features container, margin vertical. All right, we can work with this. And the good thing about everything, but I'm gonna show you a bit later. Now let's style our paywall products. Here we have a view with style paywall styles.products container. Here we're probably gonna have a view with this text inside, and the style of this view is gonna be styles.product container. Okay, let's go ahead in the products container here, and we have product container there. For the products container, I want to say margin top 10 not 10 pixels. I want to be auto in order for it to flow on the bottom here. Perfect. Now product container. Align cell stretch as well. For product container, I'm gonna start with border color. I don't know, not primary actually, but I don't know, something like that. And border width 1. Okay, we see the border there, that's good. Now we need to play around with some margin padding and so on. But again, what information do we need to display? We will need to display the localized title. We will also need to display what? I don't know. Let's check what data do we have about it. For example, paywall, not paywall data. I want to do paywall.products to render them to console log to see the data. So we have here I'm gonna try to do JSON formatter. And I'm gonna try to process this. What? This. So I need this message. Here we have it. Currency symbol we have. So this is our array of products. We have 2 products here. Let's check the first one. The first one has some information about the Android product that we don't need. It has localized subscription period. That's interesting. We need to render it on the screen. So let's actually start rendering everything that we will need. For example, localized title, then localized subscription period. We have localized price. Localized price. And paywall. And it has an introductory offer, subscription period 1 year. But about the introductory offer, how do I understand how long is the introductory offer? Let me check here with the products. Is there offer? No. All right, so this is the information that we have and that we will work with. The name, duration, and the price. How we're gonna structure it, I don't know yet. Okay, I know. So it's gonna be the localized priced, and this one will be in the same part, saying like how much you're paying per which period. Okay, now let's give style to styles dot product title, and here styles product price. What's happening here? I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and style the product title and the product price. For the product title, we're gonna have font size 16, font weight 500. That's good. For the product price, we're gonna have font size. Let's try 20. Okay. Product container margin vertical 10. Padding 10. Border radius 10. Everything with 10 is better. I know, I kinda like it. This is enough info. Yes, I agree. All right, so I like how it turned out. So I think we can consider this finished, done in a way. I don't know, for the yearly I can also do like save, and I don't know how much, but that's optional. And that to add background color to product container, I don't really want to add background color. I would like to keep it as simple as this, because I'm gonna start messing up everything. All right, so I'm gonna leave it like this, but the cool thing about everything that we are doing now with Adapty is that every time we're gonna go to the paywalls here in the Adapty panel, without having to update our application, we can say that the title should be become a pro learner. I can save and publish, and then the next time you will load the application without having to edit any changes in the code, we will see that the title of our paywall is updated automatically. And with these changes, we can track and see which paywall is performing the best. As you can see here, become a pro learner. So we are done with building the paywall. And the same thing like we can do with features. We can add one more feature. No more ads. I don't display any ads for the free version, so error with the JSON, yeah, because I don't need the last one here. So, as I said, with that being said, I think I can do git status, git add, git commit, -m paywall design, and we can move on with the next features, because we are of course not done yet. Paywall design here. All right, the next one I think I think that the next one is going to be related to buying the products or identifying users. Let's cover identifying users first, because we will need to see it later when we buy products. So for example, at this moment, everything is going to be working like if we implement buying products, but the problem will be that it's going to be harder for you to, in the event feed here, to track and see what user has actually subscribed. Like you will be like Adapty on the backend will assign a random ID to every user, and it will manage like all the access for yourself. However, if you want to kind of map your Adapty user with your user that is authenticated in your application, we can do that by identifying the user when we are here activating Adapty. Because besides the SDK key here, another option that we can provide is the customer user ID. And by providing the customer user ID here, after we activate Adapty, all the purchases and all the events that this user will do will be linked to this customer user ID, and it's going to be much easier for us to track and understand what's happening in our application. Codebot, thank you very much for appreciating my tutorial. But where do we get this customer user ID? We're going to get it from our auth module.get current authenticated user, because in my case I'm using Amplify. In your case, if you're using a custom backend, like you could get the user ID and send it here. But I also have like a context for the user context, and here I can get the user context. Let me add this sub set sub. It's gonna be a string. Set sub with the user data attribute sub, and I'm gonna export this here in the value sub. And in our app.tsx, I can do const sub equal use user context. We need to import it, of course. And this sub is clear, but this value is never used, and I can send it here. And actually, I can call this use effect only when the sub changes, and I'm gonna check if there is no sub. That means that the user is not logged in yet, and I don't need to initialize Adapty if there is no sub. Otherwise, console log sub. Let's check. Come on, what's going on here? Why are not loading? Come on, what's going on? What's up? I don't know why it's taking so much time. Maybe it's actually getting to the paywall. Yeah, I think it's getting to the paywall. But the sub is not yet there. Is that true? Sub use. I'm gonna short circuit the application here if the sub is not defined. And the problem is that the sub is not being defined. Let me go ahead here and say console log user data. What's up here? Hey, come on. Guaco. Why you're stuck here? No, come on, come on. I know you can. The warning with native emitter most probably is coming from a library that we are using. Is it because of the newly included things that I did here? Let me delete it. Okay, that's weird. And oh, all right. I understand. Our user context is here, and I don't have access to it at this moment. That's why I wasn't able to get it. So actually then in this case, I'm gonna do it a bit differently, the activation itself. So like this, I'm gonna have to put it inside an async function. So const setup adapty equal async function. Like this. And after that, I will call this setup adaptive function right away. But to get this sub, we are going to need to get user data equal await of current authenticated user. Now we need to get this off from AWS Amplify. And for the sub, it's going to be user data attributes.sub. And I can actually console log it here, console log, to see it in action. Yes, this is the sub, and our Adapty will be initialized with a customer ID that references the ID of our authenticated user. In this way, we are identifying the users with Adapty based on the IDs that we are tracking them with. So that means that identifying users is finished, and we can go ahead and do git add, git commit, identify users. All right, so going to the next one. The next one is buying products. Buying products is quite easy, in fact, and the only thing that we have to do is to call the purchase product on the Adapty and send the product that we want to purchase. So for example, for that, we will have to be able to register click events on these plans. So instead of a view here, I'm going to move to a pressable. That will allow us to assign a on press event. And what should we do there? We should create a function and call it here purchase product, and then we will send the specific product that we want to purchase. Now let's go ahead and implement this function. And it's going to be here const purchase product is going to be a sync function, and we will receive here a product that is of type Adapty product, and we can console warn product dot localized title just to see if we are handling presses correctly. So if I press on this one, I see here pro yearly. If I press on this one, I see here pro monthly. That's good. That means that we are tracking like press events correctly, and we are receiving the product that we want to buy here. Now let's have a look in the documentation. In the documentation, making purchase with React Native. This is a function that we have to call, make purchase. So we will put it into a try catch because there might be some errors that we can catch here. I don't know, alert. Let's do couldn't process the transaction. And for the error message, I'm gonna do error.message. We need this alert from React Native. But inside here, we are going to call Adapty dot make Adapty dot purchases dot make purchase, and here we need to send the product that we want to buy. That's it. Adapty will give us back three things: receipt, purchaser info, and product. So receipt, that's good, but I need to change here from product to buy product, and I'm gonna call it with buy product because back we will retrieve the product here. So let's go ahead and console log receipt. Let's console log the purchaser info, and let's console log the product. Okay, yes, let's give it a try. I'm gonna press on the Pro yearly, and this will show me an error. The error is saying that the item you requested is not available for purchase. And this is because my application on Google Play is still unreviewed. It's still waiting for it to be reviewed. I haven't submitted it yet to be reviewed, but once it is reviewed, then you're gonna be able to see the products here from the Google Play, and you'll be able to finish the transaction using Google Billing. On my phone, however, on iOS, you can receive them without having the application reviewed by App Store. So let me just check if it's gonna work on my phone. Here is my phone. 1 second. iOS bundling, yes. And wait a second. I'm not sure if I have to update the application because I see them here, but let me just double check our subscription, and I think we created them for the premium, and they are called premium monthly, premium yearly. And the yearly, what price does it have? Wait a second. View all prices, starting price. Yes, it's this one. Why in my case it's a bit different? Let me think. In the builds. The question is Google or Apple require a fee for the transactions? Yes, Google and Apple actually keep 30% of your transactions, or if you up until a limit, they will get only 15%. iOS. So, it's a bit weird because I'm getting data, previous data, not up to date. Adapty. What do you need to do to update the application to Play Store? We have a video for that. We have a video that explains how to build and publish your application on Play Store. App.tsx here. Subscription group identifier. So here on iOS, premium Apple. Subscriptions, and I think it's getting them from our Pro, but I don't know why. For one. All right. What do we need to do here? I think I will need to create another build. But wait a second, let me try one more thing. Expo start, clear. Is it clear? Waiting for the application to build again for iOS. Come on. It still takes them from a different place, which is super weird. So from here up settings, this is the key. I know if you don't set it, it should. Does it still work? Why does it still work? If you don't set the SDK key. Okay, the bundling process is taking a bit of time, but if I don't provide the SDK key, it's supposed not to work. And let me check if on my iOS it will work or not. I think on iOS it doesn't work. It's a blank screen. No experience ID or project ID found in 1 or 2. Yes. So if I put here the SDK key, on Android it works, on iOS it's getting me the previous data. Paywall, get paywall force update true. Maybe that's how I set up my Well, I can easily fix this issue with unique key in the, for example, in our features, we can specify the key is going to be feature. And for the products here, the key can be product dot ID or something, variation ID. Is the variation ID the same? I can give an index if it doesn't like that index. What other console logs do I have there? I don't need it here. I'm still reloading the application on iOS. All right, so let's continue with this one, because on iOS, like for me, I think it's the cache that is initializing it with a previous application, but it still works. So as we can see, come on, focus. We have the two packages. One is yearly and one is monthly. So let's go ahead and press on one of these. For example, the monthly, and we are greeted with the Apple Pay. And because I have already set up a sandbox account, I'm not going to be charged. As you can see here on the top, there is the sandbox. So I can press subscribe just to test the purchases. So notjust.dev. And everything is complete, and we are returned back. You are all set. Everything is purchased. And will we see anything here? And we can go ahead and check in Adapty if our subscription was registered. And most probably it's not going to be here, but if we go to the event feed, refresh table, we're not going to have it here, but we're going to have it in my other account of Adapty, because my iOS is connected to that one. So just give me 1 second. Come on. I don't know what's going on. My internet is weak or what? Look, I think that we will have to create a new Apple development build where I will have to install it again. So let me start by trying to install it again to try to clear this cache that I cannot get rid of. So from the Expo builds, I'm gonna go into the iOS internal distribution. and I'm gonna press install here, scan this QR code, and it will install my application. What is the tattoo you have on your hand? Here it's a clock with some flowers. Here is astronaut with some planets, and here is something else. Alright, so my application is installed. Let's try to run it again. Okay. All right, bundling. Let's see. Hopefully it's gonna work. Bundling complete. Couple of more seconds. Okay, now we need to sign in. Sign in, let's go. Okay, it works, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So I just had to reinstall in order to clear the cache. And now we see all the features that we have set with the premium yearly and premium monthly. And I'm gonna try to get the premium monthly. Come on, subscribe. I'm gonna provide my password here. And our application is bought. That's good. And if we go to our Adapty here, event feed, in our Adapty account, come on, refresh, please work. Divi, thank you very much for being here. The stream is going to be published on the channel, so you can follow along at your own pace. No data, why no data? Because environment is sandbox, I think. Oh, I think I need to call a wait here. Where else do we have console logs? Console log. I don't need paywall products. Reload, let's give it a try one more time. Okay, let's try to buy one more time. You are currently subscribed to this. I will try to subscribe to the monthly. Come on, why are not... Oh. Here we have it. So we are console logging the receipt, purchaser info, and the product after we buy it. So the first one is the receipt, which is this one. This is the base64 encoding of our receipt. Then we have the purchaser info, right? Purchaser info. Access level, it has premium access level and is active true. So we know that he bought the premium access level, and we can already start giving him access to the premium features in our application. Also, like, there are other information like customer ID, it has like subscriptions, and so on. And as you can see, the next one is the object that was purchased here, the $4.99, the monthly. Without subscription, how to work with ads into the application. Yeah, there is another way to integrate. I mean, we don't cover yet like advertisement, like how to integrate them in React Native, but this is something that I'm very interested about, and probably I'm gonna create a tutorial around like integrating ads in your application. But with that being said, like, we already have this information here. It's not yet visible here, most probably because it's in the sandbox environment. Not sure if even here it's gonna be visible. So yes, while this is still refreshing and we cannot see it here at this moment, based on the console log that we received, we can see that the user has already purchased the access level premium, and based on this we can take the next actions. So what's gonna happen here? Well, I think we just simply will return back, we'll return home for now. For example, navigation, I'm gonna say navigation.navigate home. But the next task that is interesting is to check the subscription status when we are trying to do something. So, for example, now we are always displaying this paywall screen, but what we will have to do is to display it only when the user is trying to access some premium content that he does not have access to. For that, we will have to check the subscription status and see if there is no active subscription on user's account. Then we need to redirect here and show him like the paywall. So when will we do that? Well, let's think about it. I know when. As I said, whenever we will press on one of a topic, that is a pro topic. In that situation, we should check if a user has access to it. So we will mark these pro topics in our backend with a flag if it's a pro or not. But for now, where do we have a screen? Topic screen here. Look what I'm going to do. Resources. Let me treat all these resources as pro resources, and later on we're gonna add it in the backend database. So in the contexts, not components, where we have this resource list item, this resource or exercise will have a boolean whether it is pro or not. At this moment, I'm gonna have like simply is pro equal true. And let's design what's gonna change here for us. I'm gonna put it on top here. What's gonna change? Well, we're gonna have, I don't know, another icon besides this URL. If I'm gonna put another icon, how will it look? Oh, bad. Then we need to put it into a view. And give some styles to this view. Margin left auto and flex direction row. Okay, so we need to find an icon. I don't know, pro. What icon should we add it? Maybe lock, I don't know, lock, like this. I'm gonna try this one. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do it a bit differently. Not here, but instead before the title. So before the title, I have here the icon. Okay, something like this. Maybe outside here, and we will have to put them. No, it's okay. I don't know. Okay, 22 maybe. Yes. And this lock is going to appear only if this resource is pro. But because in our case all of them are pro, it's gonna appear for all of them. But if they will come with the resource is pro false, they will be displayed without that. Okay, now on press, we need to check if the member has access to it. Okay, and if it doesn't, for checking if a member has access to it, probably we're gonna have another function, const is pro is user pro equal to async function, and let for now say that the user is not pro, just simply returning false. Now we're gonna check if the resource is pro but the user is not pro, then we will do using navigation const navigation. We want to redirect him to the paywall. Use navigation. Let's do navigation dot navigate to paywall. So now if I'm gonna go here and press on this one, I'm gonna be redirected. No, I'm not gonna be redirected anywhere because I need to return here. And if I open it, is user pro, and if the user is not pro, then do navigation navigate. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm gonna go here. So variable, if I'm gonna check this one, I'm still going there. What? If I do console log is pro and this one. Web application is disconnected. Shouldn't be. True and false. You saw? True and false. True and false. Oh, because I think I need to wait first. Const user pro equal is user pro. But we need to await. and I can do it like this. User pro. True and true, and it redirects us to become a pro learner. On this page on become a pro learner, yes, we can go back here. However, if the user will be pro, then he's going to be able to access it. And in that case, I don't think that we need to even display the log. So I'm gonna I'm gonna put everything here. User has access to pro, and that's it. No, let's not confuse it anymore. That's good. Now, instead of returning true or false here, what we have to do is to check the membership of the user, if he is subscribed or not. With Adapty, that's also quite easy to do. So in subscription status, React Native, let's have a look. We will get the info from the purchases.getInfo, and in that info we will have the information about the user. So let's grab it here, let's add it here, and it actually, let's do it like with this one, because we need force update true, just to make sure that we get the latest version of that. Import Adapty from React Native Adapty. We don't need this error, we can console log. Let's console log info. Why the application is offline? Okay, I'm gonna check it from here. If I press here, we see the information about the user. So what is interesting for us is the access level, and we should check if access level has premium there and if it's active, because here I see that it's not active, because on Android we didn't buy it. So what we will return is object.accessLevels premium van is active. So return info.accessLevels.premium.is active. And yes, like this and like this, or false, because if it doesn't have this premium active, then it means that it doesn't have pro access. All right, here on Android it works because we didn't buy the subscription yet, but on iOS, let's check on iOS if it works. So I'm gonna refresh the application. And we can go here and let's try to press on one of these items. Come on, So if I'm gonna press on one of them, we are not redirected. No, we are redirected there. What's going on? First of all, what I want to do is to add a back button on our paywall, and for the back button I'm gonna use X close this one. In the screens, paywall, let's do material community icons. I'm gonna give a style to this one. Go back, and for the style it's gonna be styles.close. Okay, we need this function go back. And it's gonna simply say navigation dot go back. But we need this navigation, so let's grab it here, const navigation. Oh, but we have it, yes. Okay, there it is. I will only position this close button as position absolute, top 25 and right 25. There. Maybe 50. No, 25 was okay. So if I press on this one, yes, I can go back. And on iOS, I will also be able to do that. Actually, no. All right. Why is on iOS? Let's debug the issue on iOS because it says that we don't have access. For that, in the resource list item, here we have the info. So let's go back to console log the info and see it here in action. If I press here, this is the info. Access levels premium is active is false. Maybe it reset. So I'm gonna buy the monthly. Okay. Let me try to subscribe. All right, so after subscribing successfully, if I go back to the topics here, please come on, I can easily access pro topics. Come on, one of them. Yes, and it redirects me to the URL of that topic without redirecting me to the paywall. So that means that we know how to successfully check the subscription status of a user. As you can see here, you can put this gateway on different parts of your application, and if you have multiple access levels, The only thing that you will change between these if statements is the name of that gateway. In our case, we have only one access level, premium, but if you're gonna have multiple of them, like you're gonna say here premium or gold or I don't know, platinum or any other name that you can provide for an access level, and you will put these checks whenever the user would try to access some parts of your application which he's not supposed to access yet. And in that case, you're gonna redirect him to the paywall, as we are doing here. If we are not pro, we are redirected to the paywall, and from here we can become a pro member and then go back and continue using the application as a pro member. So with that being said, we are done with checking subscription status. And yes, by products, we are finished. Checking subscription status, we are done. And actually, we have only one task left to do, is to log the events about the paywall when we display the paywall. And as you can see, if I go back to the event feed, we already have the events that I was trying in my sandbox account for Apple. So as you can see, this is how many times I already bought it. And you should also see that in your case. It's from App Store, environment sandbox, the price, the country, where it's coming from, and so on. Awesome. So as I said, the last step is to where is it? Give me a second. React Native events, integration events. Nope. Track paywall. Paywall. It's paywall views, right? Paywall views. Yes, it's called log show. Whenever we are querying the get paywalls, we can go ahead and log the event, log the paywall show event. And by doing this, Adapty will be able to give you analytics regarding the conversion rates. The conversion rate is how many users got to see the paywall and how many of them actually converted to a paying user. Because this is the most crucial metric that you need to track in order to improve your paywall conversions. And this metric is directly responsible for the revenue of the application, because the more people you convert on the paywall, the more revenue you will have for your application. So in order to properly track this information, whenever we in the, where is it? In our paywall screen, navigation screen, paywall screen, after we are getting the paywall, no, not making purchase, fetching the paywall, we should call Adapty paywall log show, and which one? The paywalls at 0. variation ID, and actually I'm gonna do it here. And yes, variation ID, this is the ID of a paywall, and Adapty will know to track it. And actually I will do a wait here as well. And by doing this, you will start getting this these events tracked. And whenever you will check, for example, products and paywalls, whenever you'll check paywalls here, you will see how many users are converting. For example, you can go on with here, or better in the analytics actually, metrics. All right, so here, yeah, here is the views are number of views of a paywall. If the user visit the paywall 2 times, this will be considered as 2 visits. So after some time, like, you will start seeing views recorded here. Guys, give me 1 second and I'm gonna be back real quick. All right. So now we implementing tracking paywall events as well. And that means that we have implemented everything that we have planned to implement today. So it was a very long task of list, but one by one we implemented all of them. And the good part about it is that now we have implemented in-app subscription in our application using Adapty. So we have started by setting up all our subscription products on App Store Connect and also on Google Play Store. After that, we have created and mapped all the products on Adapty. And from here, we now can track everything about our application monetization in one single place. Because at this moment, we will not have to go to App Store and to Play Store to check the analytics and then to somehow merge together in order to get a general overview of how is your application doing. You can come here and you can go ahead and check the analytics right away here, and you see the revenue across all the platforms that you are using. Adapty is also providing a lot of other metrics like monthly recurring revenue, annual recurring revenue, active subscription, and a lot more that you can see here. Use them and make decisions based on data from the users. And this is the power of using Adapty, because you can track everything in one place. You can integrate it with a lot of other tools for attribution, for analytics, that can track all of these events and improve your application based on them. All right, so that was it for today. Once again, thank you very much, Adapty, for making this video possible and for sponsoring this tutorial. This is very valuable for me personally because I got to learn a new tool and it seems to be very user-friendly to implement in the application. The documentation is quite good, and from the feature set that we see here, it's going to be very useful for me whenever I will publish the application on the store. I'm gonna come with more updates about the Adapty experience, my personal Adapty experience after I will release the application, which is gonna happen in the next weeks. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, and yeah, we'll see what else we can get out of this. And I also think that it's valuable for you as well to learn and implement monetization in-app subscription in your personal application. So once again, thank you very much, Adapty, for sponsoring, and thank you very much for everyone who has been here with me till the end. We are in the 5th week of our Not Just Startup Challenge. It's a very interesting challenge. It's a 7-week challenge where I encourage all of our community to build their own startups. And at the end, on 12th of August, we're gonna have a demo day. A demo day where you'll have an opportunity to pitch your idea and to show everyone what you managed to build during the 7 weeks. Again, it doesn't have to be finished. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be deployed. The most important part is that you have an idea, you do some progress on it, as small as you can. Show us an MVP, a minimum viable product, as crappy as it can be. Test it with a couple of users, and yeah, come pitch it during the demo day, and our community will vote for the best startups. Yes, all the details in the description below, all the links are there. You can also download the asset bundle and follow along this tutorial easily. I hope you managed to implement everything. If you have any questions, make sure to join the Discord and ping me there on Discord. If you have any issues with integration of Adapty and so on, and me or my team will try our best to help you have a very easy experience without any issues. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a nice week.